Well, hello, Miss LeeAnn. How are you today?
Good. How are you?
Good. So, if anybody doesn't know who you are, please share who you are and what you do and all the fabulous things, please.
Well, I'm LeeAnn Miley, and I am the founder of the Sovereign Stylist, which is an organization that educates on like the legalities and business aspects of the salon world. And what makes us so different is that I've actually acquired a network of like white collar business professionals, CPAs, accountants, various types of lawyers, business consultants, financial advisors. I mean, all sorts of people from we're working on, I think about 46 different states right now. And so it's quite, and the cool thing is that these business professionals volunteer their time and their knowledge to make sure that like the information that we're giving out is correct, it's legit. And
Mm,
everything that we do educate on, or like our website and stuff like that, we cite with credible sources. So that's what kind of sets us apart, is that it's not just like my opinion on how stuff should be
mm,
done. it's
mhm.
it's kind of legit what the law says.
I
So
love that.
our main platform would be our Facebook group, which is kind of inching in on 40,000 members.
Holy cow, girl.
Yeah.
Yes. Amen.
Yeah. We started in 2018, and the way that we started was that I was in a different booth rent situation, and I just kind of felt like it wasn't what it was supposed to be. I felt like I was being like controlled, treated
Mm,
like an employee and stuff like that. And then the end of the year came, and she gave me a 1099. At that time it was a 1099 miscellaneous form. Now it's different. But she gave me that form, and I was like, well, that's not how I file my taxes. I'm self employed. So I file my taxes with a 1040 and a Schedule C. And so she just explained to me how like I was supposed to be this what she call a 1099 employee. And I was like, well, this isn't even like, I didn't really know much about it, I'll be honest.
yeah.
So I was getting frustrated, and I was up in the middle of the night feeding my son, who was an infant at the time, on my phone, scrolling and Googling.
Yeah.
And I just started coming across information from like the IRS and stuff like, and the National Department of Labor Wage and Hour Division. Next thing I know, it's like noon the next day, and I've been up this whole time because everything I'm finding out.
You're like,
And
no, this just
i
doesn't feel right. Uh-huh. Yeah,
i
go.
was so irate, I was so mad that like that's how I was being treated. So I just I confronted her about it, the owner. I was like, look, I have all this information. I like handed her this
Right
information.
there.
Yeah. And she got very defensive about it. And next thing I know, like she's packed all my stuff and set it outside on the sidewalk in front of the salon.
While you
She
were there?
No, I it was when
Oh,
I went in like the day after that.
okay.
And I went in and I had a client. My client had actually got there before me, which isn't unusual for me. My clients
Right.
usually do. But
Right, right.
so I get there and I have nothing to do her hair with. And I was like, what is even happening? So then she proceeded to get all of the salon owner got all of her like friends and family to like just drag my name through the mud on social media. So it's like, okay, here's the deal. I wasn't going to do anything about this except for just leave your salon, is what I was going to do. Okay. Well, now it's on. I'm reporting you to the IRS. And so I filed an SS 8 and reported her to the IRS. And when that happens, they like usually the person that's getting like the salon owner, it comes across from the IRS like it is like they're being audited. Their
Mm,
entire business is being audited. And that's the thing that I really, because I really promote like style, because the only way we're gonna come to the end of this classification in our industry is
mhm,
if we report it.
mhm.
Because it's become an industry standard And it has to be reported. And until, like the hammer comes down from the IRS,
Yeah.
that's just kind of what has to be done. But so many stylists are afraid to report it because they're afraid of like, retaliation. They're afraid of like what happened to me, where like the salon owner just tried to drag my name through the mud. Luckily, I have a kick-ass clientele, so they all came to bat for me. So it wasn't like, it didn't really destroy my reputation or anything. And I actually
Sure.
kind of made her look like an idiot. So
Poor thing. Like it just like I'm so happy for you because you found like all this information, this wealth of knowledge, and like that's like the birth of the sovereign stylist, right? But then it
well,
like
yeah.
kills my heart that this poor woman is defending something that she has no idea what she's talking about. She
Nope.
just what happened to her business?
So she ended up losing it. Like
Oh,
she made it come across like she didn't want to do it anymore. And maybe she didn't. But the thing of it is that the IRS doesn't just investigate my relationship with her, it investigates everybody who has worked in that salon for the last 2 years.
oh, Lord have mercy.
So, I mean, you get some of these salons, like some of the ones that I've helped groups of stylists, like a
Mhm.
dozen stylists, because the thing is that the IRS is a government agency, so they're kind of
Right.
in it for the money.
Mhm.
So, if they just see one style, you're more likely, if you have a group of you, it's more
Mhm.
money for the IRS. They're going to be more likely to investigate your claim.
Right.
And so it was, so there was more than that. So she contested the IRS. The people who make up the rule.
Oh no.
I
Oh
know.
no.
And so
Poor thing.
ultimately, I mean, she kind of pissed him off, and ultimately she ended up owing back taxes, interest on back taxes. She was fined. Misclassification is actually felony tax evasion, which is
Oh
a federal
Lord.
crime.
Oh
So
Lord.
yeah, depending to the extent of it, like there's some construction companies out there that on the East Coast that like the owners have done up to 5 years in federal prison because of it. Yeah, yeah, isn't that crazy? Yeah, the construction company is like the number one industry for misclassification.
Wow.
Um, yeah, and they so basically what I got to was I was like, well, this was a hell of a lesson to learn. But then I got to
Yeah,
think,
like
I was
that
like,
sucks for her, but so good for you. It's
yeah.
so good for all of us.
The thing of it is that I was like, nobody in this industry knows about
Yeah,
this.
they
Like,
don't.
I
Yeah.
seriously, like, I will tell you, like, I think that we've made quite an impact, the Sovereign Stylist has in
Hmm.
the industry since 2018. And so it's becoming more of a, like,
Hmm.
got the word out there. But at the beginning, I can't tell you, I would be up until 3 o'clock in the morning arguing with people about it because I was
Oh
like, it's just one
no.
thing that I know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
You're like, no, listen to me. For real, guys. For real. I know. I
yeah,
think in
and
2018, I'm just thinking of my own journey, my own salon ownership journey. I
yeah,
think that was a very rocky year for my salon as well. And at that time, I think I had just started following the Sovereign Stylist, and
yeah,
I think I had just joined the group maybe around that time. I don't know.
yeah.
And yeah, and it's just so funny now to be talking to you now on the podcast and like looking back and being like, wow, look at everything aligning so beautifully. And then like
Yeah.
and the growth has happened and the industry has changed and I do
I
believe you
think
are
that
such a
we
part of
have
it.
like really have made an impact on it. And the
Yes.
thing is, because, like I said, I would be up until 3 o'clock in the morning arguing because my favorite thing always was, well, my husband's a lawyer and he said that
That's
this
my
is just
favorite.
fine. Or that was my favorite. And so my thing would always be like, do you mind if you put your husband on the phone? I'd like to educate him on this. I would tell people that because I didn't like, I was like, well, I'll just let him know. Or the other one was, well, my neighbor's dog's groomer's cousin, twice removed
Oh
uncle,
God.
whatever, is a CPA or an accountant, and they said this is fine. Here's the deal: is that CPAs and accountants work with the numbers. They don't work with like the actual factors that come into employment and independent contractor and stuff like that. That's an employment lawyer or type of
Mhm.
thing. So that's what I was like, well, no, they probably don't know about it.
Yeah, they probably don't. And like I'm so happy about this too because I remember going to a lawyer and they would tell me whatever, legal words that they would use. And I'd be like, okay, listen, that's great. I'm so happy that you're telling me that. But here's the thing. In this world, in this beauty industry, this is what it looks like, and this is how it works, and this is what's going on. So now, how do your jargon, how does
Your
that
magic words.
apply to
Yeah.
this whole entire different universe
And
within
that's
your
what
universe?
yeah, that's what we did, like with our articles and our resources on our website, is that I took all this information that like the IRS puts out there, the wage and hour division puts out there and stuff, and I put it into our industry
Mhm.
so that people can understand how
Right,
this applies to them,
right.
is what I did, and I've just been on this mission of like trying to prove that a 1099 is not like Willy Wonka's golden ticket to not having to pay employment taxes, not having to guarantee minimum wage, not having to guarantee, all this stuff,
Mhm. Mhm.
because stylists are being taken advantage of
Totally.
big time. And I don't know, maybe this is wishful thinking, but I really think we've made an impact on it.
I totally believe you have. Like, let's just
Awesome.
do that. I genuinely do believe that. If you have 40,000 people in the Facebook group, you are making a dent 100%. Like,
Well, and the
not even a
cool thing is
question.
that like I don't one our Facebook group is we operate way different than the other groups, like the other hair groups or industry
Mm,
groups.
mhm.
I It's more of a Q&A type of thing. Like stylist, salon owners, estheticians, nail techs, anybody in the industry comes in and asks a question. And I made sure that one of our group experts has answered it.
Mm.
Now, like members will answer too, but I'm huge on misinformation, huge on it.
Yes.
And so I will make sure that there's a lot of time that goes into this, because I will make sure that what is being said, and if somebody does say something that's not right, go in there and reply and be like, no, blah 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 blah
Mm.
blah, here's a link that says so. Is what
Mhm.
I
Yeah,
do,
yeah.
because that's the thing, is that I think this whole misconception of the 1099 employee or whatever came from, remember that game Telephone when we were kids, where you would like
Yes.
start with this thing and then by the time you
Yes.
got to the end it was completely different. I
Yes.
think that is my what I think has happened
Yeah.
to this whole misconception. And so it's just like, it's not even like trying to scold them, it's
Mhm.
like, no, this is the correct information,
Right.
and so it's not my opinion. I don't work for the IRS.
Right.
I'm a stylist I have a business administrative degree. So, I'm putting it together and just trying
Yeah.
to educate on it so that we can bring, because you see a lot in the groups where people are, it's just like our integrity of our industry has been lost. People are
Yes.
questioning our prices, you know,
Yep.
there's,
Yep.
they can learn how to do everything on YouTube and be a kitchen beautician. And I think there's a lot of like just the general public's view on us. They're trying to
Mhm.
deregulate us every year. There's states that are trying to take away our licensing. And I just think that if we could get our stuff straight on
Mhm.
some
Yep.
things, maybe we could bring that integrity back.
I love it. I love that. Yeah, and you just touched on it. What's your take on the deregulation stuff?
Okay, so my partner in this, Cody, and I have like completely. So Cody and I have been together and doing the Sovereign Stylist since 2018. I'm in Nebraska and he's in Pennsylvania,
Oh
and
Lord.
we just met in person just this last May at the Pennsylvania Pro Beauty Expo.
Stop it. You guys have been working together this whole time and you just met?
Yeah, he's like my best friend. He's my work husband.
I love this. This is so incredible. Okay.
Yeah, so we just met in person, like at just in May. So I mean, we got through COVID together. We've
Yeah.
gotten through, now we're battling the whole like the FCA with non-competes and stuff, which is, we've gone through a lot of things through and making sure that our group is educated on it. And we've done it all virtually.
That's so
But
cool.
So we have different opinions on it. I am very much for regulation
Mhm.
in licensing. Um, I don't think that like just and here's the thing is that I have crazy pictures of like burns. I had a
Yeah.
client whose daughter, 14-year-old daughter, went to Sally's. I don't know if I can say that, but that's where she went.
Okay, let's go for it. We are real and raw on this show. Okay, you
But
go.
that's where she went, and her and her friend went after school. They walked there. No adult, no grown up, no anything. The
Stop.
associate sold them 40 volume and lightener.
Oh no.
So they go home, and what she did was she had longer hair, and she kind of like put it in kind of a knot bun thing at the like in her neck and let it process. Well, all that heat was trapped in there,
Oh
and
no.
it burned her. Well, it gets even worse because she didn't want to let her mom know. Or, like,
Great. So great.
when
You know that's a good move. Don't let mom
didn't
know.
didn't want to let mom know. Well, it gets infected.
Oh shoot.
And yeah, this almost led to a case of sepsis from the infection. Her mom brought her into me, and I smelled her when she walked in the door.
Oh.
I'll send you the pictures, and you can
I
put them.
totally want to see this, and we're
Let's.
gonna use it
Her
for
mom
the
is. It doesn't
episode.
show her. It doesn't show her face or anything, but her mom is like giving me permission to share the pictures because as a
Sure.
lesson.
Yeah.
So she had to have like the majority of her head shaved, and she still has a part in her nape that won't grow hair.
Oh.
Yeah, so let's just let everybody do that. Is the way
Right.
that I
Right.
see it. Yeah.
Exactly. Right. Yeah.
I have another one is that my ex-husband's uncle who was diabetic, and he went and got a pedicure done at just a pedicure place.
Okay.
Well, usually he has to have a nurse do his nails. And this is
Yeah.
yeah, because if they should happen to
Yeah.
like cuticle nip or anything like that, that's what happens. Infection comes. Next thing you know, with diabetes, there's poor circulation. Then we're talking about their feet, so it's even worse. Next thing you know, he has gangrene clear up to his knee and had to have his
Shut
leg
up.
amputated. Yes.
I'm
So
sorry. Like, what?
I have these personal encounters of things that have happened that just make me even more believe that justify needing regulation.
Okay, so what do people say who are for the deregulation? Like, what do they say when you tell them these stories?
Just they don't believe it.
Oh,
It's
come
and
on.
that's when I pull out my pictures.
Yeah, and I'm sure their faces drop, right? They're like,
Yeah. And I'll get like, well, how often does that happen? Well, let me show you pictures that I have found of other people that have gotten, bleach burns and stuff like that. Or
yeah.
then there's the whole like my whole story about how I started out in hair school with getting contact dermatitis. And I didn't, everybody we all get it, seems like in the industry. And I didn't pay attention to it at all. I was like, I'm gonna make people pretty. I don't care what's happening to me. That's my
Right.
mission.
Right.
So over the course of 10 plus years, it kept getting worse and worse and worse. And then it was my entire body. There's pictures out there like all over the groups and stuff of what happened to me. It
I'm
was
gonna
like
go
my
on a hunt. I gotta
I'll
see these.
send them to you so you don't have to.
Oh my
But
God.
it was my entire body. And like it was to the point where like I was wearing cardigans and jeans when here in Nebraska in August it's 103 degrees outside.
Oh
Mostly
no.
mostly because people were disgusted by it. That's what it was that bad. And then I ended up in the ICU for 7 days with organs shutting down. And it was all because of the allergies I'd developed to the chemicals in the salon. Yeah. So
I'm just okay.
that's why I'm not behind the chair anymore and why I educate.
Right. And for good reason. Like this is important stuff. Like I don't feel like we talk about it enough because we are so like consumed with, I'm going to make people pretty and we're going to have a
Yeah.
good time and it's going to be great
But
and we're
then
going to make money and business and it's like,
but
no.
since I've told my story about like because the thing of it is it was always my dream to be a platform artist. I
Yeah.
always wanted to be a platform artist. That was my dream. I told my director of my cosmetology school, that's what I'm going to do. That's going to be me. You're going to see me on stage, blah, blah, blah. And I told her that. The same day that I got a phone call from a brand that I was auditioning to do that with, offering me a position to do it, I had my rheumatologist, allergist, and dermatologist walk into the hospital room and tell me I couldn't do hair anymore.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah. So that was
Damn
just
it.
so I'm kind of the type of person that like I'm not gonna let that stop me type of
Yeah.
deal, you know.
Yeah.
So I figured out how I could stay, what could I do to stay in the industry? The reason why I wanted to be a platform artist was because I wanted to teach.
Mhm.
Is what I wanted to do. I wanted to teach people about this industry that I love and that I just have a passion for. And so then I was like, well, I also have this business administrative degree. So maybe we could like put some stuff together. And then that's also like, you know, that was before kind of the Sovereign Style, right before the Sovereign Stylist started. And then now I'm planning my own hair show here.
I know. We're gonna get to this. Oh my God. I'm just like blown away. And like that's why the Beauty Pro podcast is here because we get so caught up in like the pretty and like the
Yeah.
new that I personally I enjoy people's stories. I don't know
Yeah,
about
and
you.
that's the thing is that, like, you know, our industry is very cosmetology, hairstyles, anybody in the industry is very visual. And
Hmm.
so the thing that attracts them is like, you know, the Instagram influencers and stuff
Right.
like that.
Right.
You know, and there's no context or story behind it.
Right.
And I've learned, you know, I probably have about 15 to 20 hairstylists reach out to me daily and
Oh.
like in my messages. And to learn that I have cried with hairstylists and salon owners
Hmm.
through Facebook Messenger or on the phone and stuff like that, just their stories. And I've
Hmm.
also have a degree in psychology. So
Yes,
that
baby.
and
Yes. Oh,
so
I love.
being able to kind of like, you know, counsel them, but not
Hmm.
officially because I'm not licensed,
Right. Yes,
is
I
like
totally understand.
being able to be empathetic to what they're going through, I think is what has kind of made it so that uh they feel comfortable being able to do that. Cause I'm like, I mean, this is the first time I've ever talked to this person and they're disclosing me how they're running their business into the ground or, you know, their livelihood
Yeah.
and stuff. So I've learned a lot and I love the stories you know, behind everybody's. I just shared part of my story in my group the other day and it went crazy.
You
It,
see? Yeah. Our
so yeah,
stories matter and they really do inspire and influence people. And we take it for granted because we're like, "Oh, that's too personal. Oh, that's not professional." I don't know about you, but
not
I've always
pretty.
been right, it's not pretty. And I've always been trained like you don't talk about you. It's not
Yes,
about
yes.
you. So like
That
to
is another thing. It is about
deprogram.
them.
Right. It's about
Yes.
everybody else, but never you. And so I
Yeah.
was like, no, no, no. We're going to talk about people's
No,
stories
I love
here.
it. I love that. That's what is like can be inspirational. Like I was going through my memories the other morning before I was getting the kids ready for school on Facebook and seeing my picture of the day that I graduated cosmetology school. I was like,
Oh,
oh, I graduated cosmetology school 20 years today. And then I got to thinking, I was like, you know what? You know what I was doing 20 years ago today? I was living out of the back of my SUV,
oh,
showering at a
wow.
campground, sleeping in a Walmart parking lot between two semis every night because I had came across, you know, some stuff that happened with my ex-husband now and was legit homeless. And I was not going to let that stop me from getting my completing cosmetology school.
Yeah,
I wasn't going to let it stop me.
I
And
love
so,
that.
because you know, like any other, I get asked all the time, well, why didn't you just put cosmetology school on hold and go get a job or something? So I was like, no, that's what I had to do to, you know, I was bound and determined to finish. And that was just kind of it. There was no, I didn't care what I sacrificed for it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So yeah, that's just kind of my passion for this darn industry.
I know, like everybody has a thing. And I just love that you shared that. I did see that post that you were like, yeah, my husband was a gambler and all this stuff. Like
Gam-
these
Gambled away our
addictions.
house.
Yeah. Like, oh my God. I was like equally broken and so like, yeah, girl, you go.
Yeah, the comments were so awesome. And, that's just, it was awesome to read. And I liked sharing my story, like different parts of like my career and my livelihood with my following because it makes me real.
Mm-hmm.
That is the thing that I have promised that all the way through during the Sovereign Stylist, no matter how far it became as like, going around and teaching at hair shows and stuff, the thing was going to be is that I'm going to be me. I'm going to be
Yes.
legit. I'm going to be real. I'm not going to sugarcoat or hide anything. And I think that that's kind of like where I get my credibility from too then. So
Authenticity. Authenticity is
yeah,
key for everything.
yeah.
Absolutely everything. Okay. So then what do you think? We talked about all this realness, right? So now, like, what do you think has been your biggest failure and what did you learn from it?
Um, So okay, I will. We've talked about this in the Sovereign Stylist like openly anyway. So I will talk about it. Is that we actually became a 501(c)(3) nonprofit organization. The Sovereign Stylist did,
Okay.
and well, there's some extra paperwork that you have to do. I didn't know. I don't know that's
Oops.
evidently, okay, so like if you're like in every state, if you have like an LLC or you're incorporated or anything like that, a lot of times you have to pay like a yearly or like biannual, like every two
Okay.
year fee, and you have to re-register. No idea. Did not learn this. I had no idea that I had to do this. And so we were like 2 years in, and then Nebraska we didn't pay their, it's literally just it's like an administrative fee.
Right.
And so I didn't pay I had no clue. I didn't re-register us. Nebraska didn't recognize us as a nonprofit. And to be a 501(c)(3), your state has to recognize you as a nonprofit, or the IRS doesn't. So then we lost it with the IRS.
So how long did it take you to realize like, oh,
Oh, it took us like over a year.
oh man,
Yeah. So, I mean, it's just
lessons
not really
learned.
something that they let you know about. Nobody tells you. Like, it's not like they send out a courtesy postcard or
Right, of
anything.
course not. Of course not, because it's a
I guess
money
it is
thing.
like if you're going to be a business owner, it should be your responsibility to be in the know or hire somebody who's going to be in the know for you. I totally own up to it. And it's a lesson that we taught our following, our members, was that, if you have an LLC or something like that, which we also promote everybody, like booth burner, everybody having.
Mm-hmm.
So it was hopefully that a lesson that they could learn from too. So we actually held a fundraiser in, what was it, May? Like a GoFundMe for the group to raise the money to reapply and get everything straightened out. And I cannot believe our members came through for us. Like
That's so
within a week,
beautiful.
they came through for us. And so now we have a lawyer that's actually working on it and gonna be our person we hired to keep stuff straight.
Yeah. But that's so good that you share that because people need to know that. Like, you know, life happens, things happen. You get like over the hurdle and you're like, yeah, I did it. And then you're like, oh shit, there's another one.
Well, and another thing is that like Cody and I were both in really hard positions at that time. He was
Mm-hmm.
in law school and
Oh,
I was going through a domestic violence situation.
right.
So, of course, things slipped under the radar type of
Mm-hmm.
thing,
Mm-hmm.
for us.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I was actually like fleeing the domestic violence situation and left with just my kids and the clothes on our backs.
Mm-hmm.
So making sure that we were like still up to the government's
Mm-hmm.
standards
Hmm.
was not something that was on my mind at that time. It's not an excuse, but at least we were open about it and used it as a teaching situation for stylists, is to know what your requirements are if you're going to have these protections.
Yeah. Wow. Wow. Okay. So with that, what has been your biggest insult that you've gotten through this whole thing? Um, and what
Um,
and are you so proud of it? It's an insult that you're proud of. So what is that?
so there's actually a pretty popular podcaster in our industry who did a whole episode on this.
Oh, I love this. Okay, okay. Who is this podcaster so we can share?
It's Crystal Chaos.
Oh, I love. Okay. Okay. Oh, I think
Yes.
I saw this before I came on.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, okay.
So
Just reiterate.
she did this podcast like defrauding or like something like that. Um
Oh, yes, I did
and
see this.
she did that probably about 9 months before we like actually made a public announcement and stuff like
Mm,
that. Like I said, Cody was in law school, which is insane, and I was trying to survive at the time.
right.
So we did not respond to uh her podcast because mostly because our followers kind of had our backs on that stuff. You know, they were like, I know there was one comment made that was like, who cares if they're a nonprofit or not? They're still sharing the information that we need.
Mm-hmm.
The education
Mm-hmm.
is still good. Just because
Mm-hmm.
they're a nonprofit doesn't mean that they don't know what they're talking about. The nonprofit thing was literally so that I wanted, there's still things that I want to do with it. Like I want to have a like a crisis fund for like stylists who their salon burned down and everybody lost their tools.
I love that. Yeah.
For some reason salons are a target for vehicles to drive through the
Oh
front.
my God, I know. I
Is it
know.
not insane?
It's so
Somebody
crazy.
posted, every time somebody posts in the group about a
I,
picture of it, and there's like 17 other people that it
yeah.
happened to. I'm like, what in the
I've seen
hell?
this. It's like, whoa, you guys. You know what we do in my salon? Like, this is for
What?
real. Because, okay, in my salon, we have this is like, this is so frowned upon, from all these different owners. But we're like, no, it's not. We're not going to get anybody ramming their car in here. So I tell all of my staff, we're like, we're going to all park right in front of the salon.
Oh yeah, you barricade it.
We do. We all park right in front of the window. That's all of our cars
No,
because
it's
this is not going to
legit. It's
happen.
like an industry curse. It
It's
happens
crazy.
a lot. Like you have one post, and next thing I know, it's just flooded with people that
It's
it's
crazy.
happened to.
It's
I'm like,
crazy.
what? I was just talking to an owner last night who it happened to her like a year ago. And she's now trying to like change her business structure and stuff like that. Like it was so traumatic for her that she's just now, she had to step away for like a year, and that just now and kind of like grieve it, and because it's like
Yeah.
traumatic and stuff like that.
Yeah, it freaking
But
is.
I mean, like I could only imagine you, there's a car, you know. It
Like,
just
it's
blows my
crazy.
mind. But so I want to start a fund for like an emergency assistance fund.
I love it.
um then we want to do like a scholarship
Hmm.
for thing, and then also be able to offer like more, because right now our team of volunteers have to be very careful that they do. That's why everything kind of goes between Cody and I. We're kind of the in
Okay.
between people, because like these accountants and lawyers and stuff have to make sure that they don't set up like a one-on-one ongoing relationship directly.
Mm,
Otherwise, they're liable. They can be sued. There is just a lot of things that come along with it.
hmm.
So we just kind of are the buffer, like the in between people. And
Sure.
so I want to be able to set up a fund where like stylists or that are being mistreated, are being taken advantage of, and stuff
Mhm.
like that, can we can pay lawyers fees to
Yeah.
fight these things. Because the thing about I said that the whole retaliation is one reason why uh stylists don't want to report.
Mhm.
The other thing is that the government doesn't exactly make it easy to do
Right.
either. Just that's why I finally made a resource on the website that tells you step by step how to fill out the SS-8.
Good.
Because if you do not fill it out exactly, you leave anything blank or anything like that, they're going to send it back to you and you're starting all over again. So it's not like they make it an easy
Yeah.
process to do anyway. So being able to like just, like civil court and stuff like that can go a long way too, instead of waiting on the government.
Yeah.
So that's another, like, we want to set up funding for that too.
I love it. I love that. That's gonna be so oh, that's gonna be so good for so many people. Okay.
Yeah.
What is one lesson that you personally have learned that you wish, just by being in this industry that you have learned that you wish everybody else who is not in the industry, like clients, family, that they would also learn?
I think compassion for your fellow neighbor or
Mm.
just a fellow person. I'll tell you, there was one time when I was in hair school that this lady came in, and when I went up to the front desk, the whoever was working front desk was like, "Well, good luck with that." And I was like, "What do you mean?" And she goes, "She's already bitched me out, so I just checked her in. Good luck with that." And I was like, "Oh, grand." So I have worked in like I grew up with working in like the food industry
Mhm.
and retail and stuff. So I have like some pretty high standards when it comes to customer service.
Yeah.
And so she sat in my chair, and it was just one of those, like one, she did everything that stylists hate:
Mhm.
messing with her hair, combing her hair,
Mhm.
telling you how to do things. Well, she decided that telling me to do things was not good enough. She was going to show me. She took my shears out of my hand,
Whoa.
straight up took them out of my hand, grabbed me by the wrist, and removed them. So then she's trying to like do it herself. And she goes, "Well, no wonder these damn things don't work." And I go, "That's because you're trying to use them on your right hand and I'm left handed." So,
I
you
love
know,
it.
so then I was to the point where I was like, okay, you know what? I hope my instructor doesn't see this, but this lady needs something's going on here. And so I turned her around and I kind of got on her level and I said, "What is going on? Do you need a hug?"
Stop, you
And
did that? That is, I have
yes, I
chills right
got balls
now.
all of a sudden. I was like,
Wait,
something,
this was
it
in
was,
cosmetology school?
this was in school, but I was also like older. I was like 25 when I went to, this was
Okay,
the
this is
second
different.
career
This is
for me.
different. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was one of those things where it was like just an intuition thing. Like, you know how
Mhm.
they say that us hairstylists are empaths and stuff? We
Yes.
pick up on everything.
Yeah.
Believe that wholeheartedly, because this situation, I felt like this lady did. And
Mm.
she told me, get what she told me. She started bawling, and she told me that she was sitting in the parking lot before her appointment, and she found out her husband had been cheating on her.
Ay, poor thing.
Yeah.
I got
So,
chills all over my body that it
right?
hurts. Yeah.
Yeah. So I gave her a hug,
Yeah.
like type of
Yeah.
thing. And she called, like, just being able for her to be able to say that, express that, the whole term of like therapist, like that is totally what we are. And so she became like she became a lifelong client of mine. She would drive 45 minutes to come see me after school,
Oh,
like even when I got into the salon, and she followed me around to the different salons that I worked at. And
that's
so
so
just because,
beautiful.
and I'm not saying that being that bold is always going to work. You
Please,
have to be
everybody
confident
listening
in
or
what you're doing.
watching, like, don't just do that to everybody.
Disclaimer.
Don't do it.
But
Oh
it
my
was just one of
goodness.
those things that I just felt. I was like, she needs something. There is something that is going on here. This is not me,
Yeah.
like, because I was very good. This is towards the, I was about to graduate. So I knew I was confident in my like I didn't even, instructors didn't have to check my haircuts or anything
Mm.
like that.
Mhm.
So I was confident in what I was doing. And it was a simple, long layered haircut. So it's
Mhm.
not like it was, you know, like a dramatic change or anything.
Right.
So I was like, this is not me. This is on her. So
Yeah.
that's
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
gonna figure it out. Yeah. So
Oh,
I
I love
really
that.
think that the impact, just having like compassion for fellow, or like not just our clients, but just even for the general public to know how much compassion we have and
Mhm.
how much like psychology and stuff like that we have to
Mhm.
use every day is, I make the joke that I use my psychology degree more behind the chair than I ever did as a social worker,
Oh, for
because
sure.
that is how it is. You know, we go through um our clients' trials and tribulations. We do their hair, we give like their kids' first haircuts, and then we we give their grandma their last hairdo before
Oh,
they,
yeah.
are laid to rest. We help them shave their head or educate them when they have cancer. We find the cancer sometimes,
Yes, we do. Yes, we
Yes.
do. Yeah.
So that's just the thing, that because who else is going to be looking behind your ear, type
Right.
of thing.
Right. Right. Right.
So, this the impact that we have, it's sad that the general public doesn't give us the respect that we deserve.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
we impact people's lives. And when we remember, your child's dance recital and t-ball games and stuff like that, but you're going to question me on what I'm going to charge you,
Mhm.
or
Mhm.
tell me, oh, I can get that shampoo cheaper on Amazon.
I
Well,
know that
Jeff
kills
Bezos
me.
doesn't know when your son played t-ball last, type
Right.
of thing.
And he doesn't care
So
about it either. Yeah. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So that's one thing that we kind of do too in the Sovereign Stylist, is we very much promote small business, independent stylists, so that, and try to give them resources for free so that they can be successful business owners.
Mhm.
Because the thing of it is like, even if you ask a bank or something like that, salons are considered high risk businesses, because also because of the turnover, the
Yeah.
failure in businesses, because we just want to make people pretty, and a
Mhm.
ton of stylists don't have the administrative side of
Right.
running a business. So those are kind of the resources that we like to try to provide too.
I love it. Okay, now tell everybody about the newest, latest, most amazing thing. You touched on it just before.
The show.
The show.
So okay, so I decided to take, I noticed that there was a lack of education in the Midwest,
Mhm.
and I'm in the heart of the Midwest in Nebraska. So I was like, you know what, I think I'm going to bring some education here by educating at other shows. I've met an amazing group of fellow independent educators. So it's overwhelming. I don't know. I'm almost gonna have to like see if I can find more classrooms. There's like, we're gonna have hotel rooms to
Oh
come
my God, how
because of
exciting.
all the educators that are jumping on board on this. So at first I was really nervous because I'm like, who the hell, like
Yeah.
when
That
we're doing these shows,
self-doubt.
they're in Vegas, they're in Orlando, they're in these places. Who the hell's going to want to take a vacation to Omaha, Nebraska? you know? So my first lesson was to learn how to sell Omaha. And it is really pretty out here, especially because we're having it in the fall. The weather will be perfect. There, we have the world's #1 zoo. Did you know that was in Nebraska?
I did not know that. And if I am able to get out there, guess where I'm gonna go? I'm going to the zoo.
And I wanted the best venue I could find. And
Mhm. Which is
so the
beautiful, by
venue,
the
it's
way.
beautiful. It's beautiful. And we have like the entire thing. And they are amazing with
It's so cool.
helping, like with everything. The people coming through for educators, exhibitors and stuff like that. It's gonna be awesome. We're also so Hunter Donia has signed on to be
Yes,
with
I
keynote
saw
speaker.
that. I love you, Hunter. He was on the show And I was so excited that he is going to be one of the
Yep.
big names, right?
Yep.
And I'm so excited. I am so excited for
I
that.
have some more, but I'm gonna we're still a year out, so I'm gonna release them slowly.
Yes.
But then we also have there's over 100 free classes that are included with your
I
ticket,
love
a
it.
2-day event. And then so for Monday night, we're gonna have some entertainment. And
Which this is very unique. I
I
think
have
this is
brought
unique.
on, yeah, I've brought on or like hired or whatever, contracted a psychic medium who is also an inspirational motivational speaker.
Oh, well, honey. Okay, but wait, you're having that, but then isn't it like a dinner or something?
Yep, there's a dinner at the same time. Like a dinner will be going on like right before, and that will serve dinner. And then the psychic, like he will go on for like 45 minutes, and then afterwards there'll be a DJ, and then just it's a huge networking thing. You know, the trainers, the exhibitors, the attendees, everybody's going to be there.
I love
And
it.
so it's just a huge networking type of thing, like just to let loose and to have some fun.
I
uh
love. Oh, do we
so
know the pricing yet of
oh,
the
okay.
tickets?
So I was saving. Okay, so
I'm
this,
sorry.
by the time we do this, you air this, there will be early bird tickets
Okay.
that will be on sale for $79 for 2 days.
Beautiful.
Okay, on top of that, you will get a promo code. You personally will get a promo code, and I'll give it. I don't have it yet. I haven't assigned it yet, but you'll be able to put it on with like I don't know, in the comment section or whatever
Me?
when you
I
hear
will?
this. Yes, yes, yes.
Yay!
So all of your listeners will get $10 off their tickets
Oh, you
when
guys
they
hear
use the
that?
promo code. So we'll release. I haven't released the promo codes yet. So,
It's
but you
okay.
will get your own personal promo code.
Oh, I'm so
And
excited
they
for everybody. Uh-huh.
I can also tell you that so the way the venue's set up is that on one side it is Embassy Suites, the
Mm-hmm.
other side is Courtyard, and in between is the conference center, and it all
Oh,
connects. It's
okay.
all connected. So
Which is the
they
better side?
actually they're both really nice. I toured the place.
Okay.
I like the Embassy better because they're
Okay.
suites. All the rooms are suites on the Embassy side.
Yes. Okay, sorry.
But their pricing for hotel starts at 125 plus all those associated taxes and fees.
Right.
So you by the time we do, my website will be up,
Mhm.
and it'll be a heartlandprobeautyexpo.com, and that's where all the information will be. There will be
So
specific
exciting.
links to book for your hotels, to buy tickets. There's also going to be a lunch. Only 100 tickets are available on Monday for a sit down lunch with a keynote speaker that I can't announce yet. So, but it's a big one. I just have to make sure that the contract's signed.
Okay, yeah, that's important. That
And
would
as of
suck
right now,
otherwise.
it's not. But
Okay.
it's a big keynote. It's a big one. And so they will be doing that for just the 100 people that sign up. And that is like 45 or $50. I can't remember. But it's like a sit down, like course after course meal, and
Sure.
you get a big name industry speaker in more of an intimate setting.
That's so beautiful. Okay, what about the stylists and the beauty and barber pros in the Midwest, right? No, Omaha is in the Midwest.
Omaha's right in the middle. I would say like Nebraska's right in the middle.
Yeah.
Omaha is like our biggest city. It's right off of I-80 and like I-29 that come together. You can fly into Epley. I have people, there's people, stylists from Sovereign Stylists that are coming from all over. We
Oh
have
my gosh.
educators from all over.
Are they
I'm
so
hoping
excited about this? Because it's been like years since they had anything like this, right?
it's been almost 20 years since we've had
Oh
something in this area.
Lord.
Like the closest thing for us to go to is like Chicago or something like that. And so there's a lot of people that are the buzz is out there, and I can only imagine that it's going to get even more. I'm hoping to pull style. This is a location like where Omaha is, being right off the interstate. We can pull from Iowa, Kansas, Wyoming, Colorado, Missouri, South Dakota, like there's 7 different states that
I'm
is my
so
goal to pull from.
excited. I am so excited. When is the show? So everybody can
October
mark.
October 20th and 21st of 2025.
Yes. Okay. I am so excited for those states because I'm in Florida, right? And
Yeah.
everybody
There's a
loves,
lot of educators coming from Florida too. You
there's
guys should all
a
like come together.
there's like everybody wants to come to Florida. Everybody loves the sun, the beach, the weather, Orlando, Mickey Mouse, all that stuff.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then
yeah.
and it's like, okay, and then you get like New York and the East Coast, Atlanta, San Antonio, like all those, that's all good and well, but like it's like I don't want to say it's oversaturated because I don't believe in that. But at the
Right.
same time, it's like there's so many people here on the East Coast, right?
Yeah.
And when I taught at a hair show in Tennessee recently, those those beauty and barber pros were so happy to be seen.
I know.
You
And that's how
know,
I think it is
and
here in the
and
Midwest.
Omaha, I feel is going to be the same way. Like all of those
I
Midwestern
do
states,
too.
they're going to be like, "Thank you for seeing me." I
Yeah.
need this.
And there's a lot of neat things that we're doing with, because I took a year. I was actually going to do this a year and a half ago, but I decided I needed to get educated on doing event planning.
Yeah.
So I took a year off and I went to every industry trade show
Oh,
outside
good.
of our industry I could: agriculture, retail, food and beverage.
No
I was
way.
going
This is
to,
so
yes,
cool.
yes, to learn and see different things that they did. Another thing I want to tell you about, we're going to do the main mission, which is a scavenger hunt that people can sign up to do.
I
And
love
so that
scavenger
will
hunts.
be all on there. There will be tons of prizes, but basically what you're going to do is there's going to be a list of like 30 different clues. And then you go to each of these clues. There are going to be exhibitor tables and classes and stuff like that. You take the picture that it says, and then you're going to upload it to Instagram with our hashtag. And then we're going to pick, and each one that you submit is an entry into all the giveaways that we have.
Oh, I want to do it. I'm so excited. I get competitive, you guys.
So
This
yeah,
is so great.
we're just doing, I want it to be a very unique experience. There will
Hmm.
be a room. It's like I don't know, like a calm down room where, like, if you get
Oh,
over, like, because a lot of hairstylists are neurodivergent.
I'll be
And
in
so
there. I'll be in that room and I'll be
I know,
stroking the furry
like, I'm
wall. And
where
I'm
I'm
like,
hiding.
yeah.
And so it'll just be like a room with like relaxing like music, or like comfy sofa, and just be able to desensitize when you get overstimulated. And
Hmm.
so they will have that. I don't know. I can't tell you everything.
No, don't tell me. Do not say everything. What you have said is enough. We're going to stop it right there. Okay. We are coming to a close of our episode today, but
Awesome.
but like what's a question that I didn't ask you that you wish that I would have? And how would you have
Um,
answered?
how would I have answered? Probably it would just be like, I guess the biggest thing is like wanting for people that want to like jump on the information that we have going on and stuff like that, would be to join our group on Facebook.
Okay.
And then that's the community. I kind of touched on this before. We're not like other groups. I have 13 admins and moderators, so it is very much kind of patrolled. We don't let any of that cattiness or anything like that kind of get out. If it does, it sneaks by us because all of us work
Hmm.
full-time jobs, so we can't always get
Right.
every comment and everything like that.
Hmm.
But we're watching it. We put things to a stop when we can. but the whole vibe is just pretty respectful anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And the information that people are giving each other and the praise and the like encouragement is really awesome.
I
So
love that.
it's just kind of like, and the cool thing is too, is that I've seen is that over the years is seeing like people in the group meeting and interacting with each other outside of like
Oh,
of the group. Like I'll see them on each other's like regular posts, like saying stuff back and forth. And at the Pennsylvania hair show, there was all sorts of the like meeting up, or like at IBS, they had a in the one of the hotel lobbies, they had a sovereign get together,
oh
like
my
a sovereign meetup and
God.
stuff. So it's just kind of one of those things where it's kind of like it's like a community, a
Yeah.
support system type of thing
Girl,
is
do
what
you
it's
have
become.
merch? Like you're gonna need some merch, like sovereign
We're
stuff.
working. Yep, I have bags that we're giving out at the hair show. But actually the Pennsylvania show wiped out all my merch.
Oh, well,
It
that's
was
good. That's awesome.
I know. So now I've got to come up with new stuff because I like to be unique. And so I've got to come up, not just like the t-shirts and stuff like we did car freshies, like car air fresheners.
Oh my God, that's so
And
cute.
so just coming up with different things that we're going to do. So I get sidetracked when I'm supposed to be doing something productive, like, putting the tickets on sale or something. I get on these these like swag like
Rabbit
different
holes.
swag items, and next thing you know my ADHD kicks in. It's been 3 hours.
And you're like, oh shit, I
Nobody,
needed to do that today. Oh well.
nobody's ate in my house. The TV is going. I'm on my phone. The dog is like wandering around aimlessly. And I am looking at lanyards.
I love it. Oh my God. Oh my goodness, LeeAnn, thank you so much for coming
Yes,
on the
thank
show.
you.
I cannot wait for my listeners, our listeners to hear all of these fabulous things.
Yeah.
And to actually show up in Omaha. Oh my God. So
Yes.
everything's going to be in the show notes. Check it out on Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, Apple, all of those things. And I will talk to you later.
Thank you.